Hello and welcome all to a new episode of 𝗬𝗵𝗲 Connect, where Europe and Middle East connect, and also you and me connect. Today, in my long list of friends, I have a very good and dear friend of mine, Miss Genoveva Turcu. She is, besides a very smart, intelligent, powerful woman, a very experienced person in everything which regards technology, future, innovation, but also more than 8 years of experience in the Middle East. So, let's dive into it. Genoveva, welcome, and it's good to have you here. I'm so happy that you're here. I'm so happy, first of all, to share the floor with a colleague of mine before everything else, because you're the Vice President of European Business Council, Romanian Business Council. I'm seeing the future, I think. And also, you're the president of the Romanian Dubai Business Council. So you wear a lot of hats. But I'm happy to be here with you. I'm happy to share all the things that we're going to tell and we're going to discuss. But first of all, who is Genoveva Turcu?
Thank you for the invitation.
You're welcome.
As we usually have very quick and very smart ideas. I know you work a lot on this podcast. So that's I thank you very much. Thank you for having me here. As you know, we are a team. It's very important that I express again in front of everybody and in front of you. I'm happy to be a team. I believe that together we can change, let's say, the future of what businesses and people are looking regarding these two areas. I'm confident in the road. It's a new road, a beautiful one. So I'm just a humble person, a normal person, a working one, maybe workaholic a little bit, with faith in God and with a big heart. And with a great level of acceptance and passion about the future technology and the innovation and everything related to what is going to be in the world. And I'm happy that I'm part of this progress and evolution of humankind. And then I live with science. I'm grateful, happy, and can't wait to live the experience.
Great. Also a mother, which is pretty important, entrepreneur, mother, technology, and I don't think I have enough fingers, so I might as well stop. But, it's really great. And the fact that you're sharing all the things that you've done, the fact that you're sharing your experience, especially coming from a faithful person that has faith. Faith is pretty important, if you ask me. What we're trying to do here on this podcast on 𝗬𝗵𝗲 Connect, we've been trying to talk with various types of people, trying to explain to them what the future holds. Because for a lot of them, thinking of me moving to the United Arab Emirates and to the Middle East, some of the people in the Middle East thinking of moving to Europe and investing in Europe is the future, but also is very frightening. So what I actually want to pick your brain on is, what do you think it's gonna happen? What are the future trends in the Middle East? Should we move there? Should we all just run away from the Middle East? Should the Europeans move towards the Middle East and the Middle Eastern world move to Europe? I don't know. You tell us.
I believe very much in cooperation, and as you know, Middle East also, it's a place when cooperation and all the nations are more welcome. As you know, the area is now hosting as a whole almost 200 nationalities. So I think this is an example of cooperation. You can go there, come back to your country with the knowledge or with the experience. You can move there if you like. So there are several opportunities, of course, today. So if you ask me, yes, I believe the global trading is going to be a good point and a checkpoint that Middle East is going to handle. So I think it's important that Lane and Europeans to be aware of that as soon as possible is better. And of course, everybody will take his own decision regarding the business plan or perspective or maybe courage to look in the other direction that the one they are used to look. But what I can tell you that the gap between the implementation of innovation there and the drill of existing innovation here, it's a lot.
Oh,
So I think
so we can bridge this gap.
we have to bridge this gap. It's not enough.
Okay.
It's not enough.
So the future is more technological than anything else?
It depends, because now in Europe we talk about 4.0 industrial revolution. That means we are going to introduce everything that is digital AI and every technology in the processes, in the common processes. But in Middle East, for example, they already talk about 5.0. That means what is going to be the input of human in the technological process. So this is the gap that I'm talking about, They are over it there, and now we are starting the 4.0 here.
And in one of our episodes that we had, we were discussing with a very smart person, a very smart IT, blockchain, AI guy, Blake Wilkinson. And he was stressing out the fact, because I was asking him, I said, are we going to be obsolete? Are we going to disappear? And he said, Marius, listen, 30% of the people will be out of a job, but they will be repurposed in new jobs where creativity and being more into yourself and to your surrounding and who you are, because machines will make our lives easier. So basically what you're saying is that bridging the gap between the Middle East and Europe, bridging this technological gap, looking at the futuristic side that the United Arab Emirates and the Middle East is heavily investing into. We have the NEOM project in Saudi. We have the complete new infrastructures that are coming out in the United Arab Emirates. They've been 10 years ahead of everyone. So at least, correct, you know better. You've been there. I mean, you were part of a lot of them, which is pretty, I think for all listeners, pretty important to understand that you're not talking about it. You've actually done it. You've been there.
Yeah, no more than, yeah.
So you know how they act and you know what they're...
It's an open source. This is the beauty of that area. It's an open source. If you want to find, and just have to, you have to learn and you have to read and you have to ask, and they will give you the answers. It's all public because the system is different that what we have here. So you have access to everything automated, everything open source, so you can learn or read about everything. So this is the beauty of it.
That's wow. I mean, in my opinion, because a lot of people think, oh, Muslim country, Middle East, blah, blah, blah. Everything is just kept, and we keep our women in a corner, we cover them. And I think that it's a bad perception about the Middle East. I think that the Middle East is something to learn from. And what you just said is, it's actually a living proof of that.
Yes. Also, I think now we are not talking about Middle East, we are talking about global evolution. So I think in this time of humanity, we will never be from this moment on up to date with technology, because the AI it creates itself. So for a human to have the ability to be up to date with the technology, it's really
hard to keep up with.
Is never going to be ahead, and I think for us is going to be very hard to accommodate this new status of human. We are used to know, because I will read that and I will know everything, and that this is it. But from now on, there is no it.
So what should we do as humans? Should we just let go? Should we just?
No.
What do we have to do then?
We have to be back in and see
to see inside of ourselves.
What is our own biosignature? What is our own capacity? What is our own creative side? Or not? Let's not say creative, because everybody, when I speak creative, they believe I have to pay it. No. You have to discover your own powers inside of it. What I like to do, what I'm aligned to do, what is my best quality, because I want to put it out there on a machine. Maybe will take it from me. So I have to discover myself.
To be unique.
My unique, and we are 8 million unique
beings.
Beings.
Yeah.
Of course I'm unique. But I have to know what's my biosignature, who am I? first.
To know myself.
Yes, what I want to do, what I'm good at, what is my passion. And after that, okay, how can I adapt this to what is going to happen? There are some studies that talk about a human that in the future will have 7 different career options in a lifespan. 7 and different, because the machine is going to be so evolved. So you have to change again and change again and change again. So that's the change that is going to come. Nothing else.
So
the
the model,
flexibility of human.
so the model we were accustomed to, where you will go to school, go to college, learn a job, and that's the job you're going to retire from, is no longer active.
What college? The question is going to be what college?
Oh my God.
Yes. But let's say
So it's a revolution.
there are 2 actually in the same time. So I don't think it's on. It's going to be, from my perspective, it's going to be 360, because everything is going to be at some point touched by this technological.
Should we change the name 𝗬𝗵𝗲 Connect, or should we stay on it? Are we going to connect with each other more or less?
I believe more.
Because I believe in the power of connection. Without connection, there's nothing. There's no I in team, as they say. So the more you connect and the more you leave aside your petty needs, because we're driven. This consumerism that is all around, that's been promoted on social media and on the media and TV, all this made us become a different type of animal, that we just consume a lot. So in order for us to consume more, too much. Yeah. So in order for us to consume more, we need to make more. So we have to sacrifice something. And currently what I see we're sacrificing is ourselves. So
but it's always happening human evolution, I think. It's just we learn that, okay, now we have to change about something else, and then we'll learn something else, and this is normal. I think it's a normal fact.
Incredible. There's something, I have a curiosity, especially for our female audience. You've been 8 years in the Middle East, right? Okay. You're also a member of European Women's Association. You're the vice president, right? Of EWA Middle East, right?
Yeah, I'm the regional leader.
The regional leader. Okay. It's a Muslim country. Yeah. Come on, women, Middle East. Oh, your hair. Oh my God. So it's a myth, right?
It's a myth, and
women are accepted. Huh? Women are accepted.
Yes, of course. Yes, of course.
Sustained.
They cherish Iran. They cherish our wisdom, our power to work. They are aware of that, and they use that. So they respect a lot our ability to get involved, our ability to be multitasking, and I think our wisdom. Because what I respect most, I'm a Christian. So for me, it's clear. But what I respect there a lot, and what I've been taught by the Muslim locals that I've been around, is some values that are at the higher range and standards there. Family, love, caring, taking care of your elders, about taking care of the children to be a priority. Not I give you the phone and read it that way. So they have some rituals, okay, by Quran, but they have some rituals that, you know what, they make like a soul of the family, and they take care of this soul of the family.
Is family important to them, at least?
The most important thing.
It's everything?
It's everything.
Wow, that's a lesson in itself.
It's everything, yeah.
Because sometimes I'm a businessman. I run a lot. I would like to be sitting here and preach to people and say, oh, listen, I'm a family man. I spend this much time with my children. It's a lie. I would be lying. I'm spending too little time with my children. Yeah. And I think we have to learn this from the people in the Middle East.
It's also about time, but I think it's more about quality and about connection. I have a 19 beautiful and smart daughter and a 17 boy.
You're rich. You're very rich.
I will never lose my hair. So I think it's the kind. I haven't been as a normal mother, making soup and did things because I was always traveling, but I
But you managed to keep it in balance.
hope so. They are very so.
So basically what you're telling us that if I am a woman that wants to move to the Middle East with my husband that's a businessman, or I am a woman that I am a businesswoman and I want to scale up my business in the Middle East, I should just go do it.
No, I think you should do a research. You should approach you mentioned here 3 organizations. Only it's a Dubai, it's a federal one that we have together. Is the European Businesses Women Association that is part of our group and is partner with us. So you can approach there. There are several business women associations that are more than happy to share with you the details and eventually applying some advices. And you don't notice, but I notice in our project, we are working to make a very beautiful and interactive platform in which everybody can interact for 10-15 minutes to make a schedule, and they can ask this kind of questions for free. So you can ask, okay, I want to do this, I'm a family, my husband, me, blah, blah, blah. So you can ask questions, and some colleague of ours will answer to that.
That's great. I love surprises. So thank you for that. But,
This is
very good.
It's up with common work.
Yeah, this is also something that our listeners should understand, that one of the main projects that I feel that we're all working on is actually UMI Connect. It's not a podcast, but it's about the principle. It's the fact that we're trying to leave our fears and our differences and our mindsets and our things that created us who we are aside to work for a higher purpose. So that is actually what the 𝗏 is. For the people at home that don't know what 𝗏 is, it's a decentralized autonomous organization, which means that everyone has a saying in it, everyone counts, and you have to integrate everyone, which is not an easy task, is it?
You don't have to this it, or you have to die one time. So yes, it's the blueprint that we are designing now. And I'm happy and I'm enthusiastic about it because I see the results. I've been doing that in my own company, interior design company, and other companies that I have. I've been doing that for years, but it was not in the concept. So now this concept, we applied to business council, and by business council is going to be our first proof. It's going to be our first blueprint of what 𝗏 means for business councils. So Dubai Chamber is very happy that they are going to try something new. As you know, they have 150 business councils. They are going to grow to 300, 400 in the next period because they are expanding a lot. So, of course, all the new ideas, it's a perfect place to try and make the proof of concept and see what is working, what is not working. So this is the creative process that I'm talking about. It's adapted to business, but it's also something, and we try. But so far,
without the fear.
Without fear. But what you have?
That's the nice thing about Middle East. That's the nice thing about the Middle East. Here in Romania or in Europe, whenever you try something, there's the fear and the pressure. But in the Middle East, I think somehow, looking at those buildings, looking at the things they've built, fear is not a component there because they really try. They're not afraid of failing. Even if they fail, they learn from their failures and do it better next time.
Yeah. Our friends, two friends that have RB and one and two will have this conference now about failing. It's normal to fail. I failed so many times in my life, and I'm so happy for my failures. And when I look back, I said, "Oh my God, that's why I'm who I am today because of my failures, because of my success.
Correct.
Not because of my success. I have big fails. You have to look at them. Okay, why? Because God loves me. And God never put me in a position when, I don't know, something bad would happen to. Okay, what I've learned, what's my lesson from that? Okay, super. Let's move.
Nice.
So I don't think it's related to the country. In Romania, same, there is the same. But of course, you have more courage to dream. Because you are allowed and you are encouraged. Yeah, dream, live your heart. because we create from the heart. We don't create from the brain.
Correct.
It's very important. So live your heart. Dream.
Let it go wild. And the fact that we're bridging, basically, because that's what I said, you know, we're connecting two worlds that in principle seem separate, but in reality, they're very alike. We have an old continent and old culture. We thought that Middle East is a new continent and new culture, but it's as old as we are, with culture that run deep. So in the end of it all, it's all about integrating, accepting, and as you well said, hundreds of nations live peacefully and work together in a very small country. So that's an example by itself.
It's a DAO.
Yeah, it's a DAO. It's for real a DAO. It's a proof, you know, it's a, how do you run a country like a DAO? Look at look at the UAE, and yeah, well, now that's interesting. So what I wanted to just draw some conclusions from what you said, because you said being a woman in the Middle East is not only fine, but it's actually a plus.
Yeah. At this point, yes.
There are organizations that can help you, like our business council and other business councils, because it's not just about ours. It's about general. It's about connecting everyone together. European Women's Association, which empowers women, which is a really nice thing. Yulia, our colleague, she's a part of this, where she's an amazing person. Also, I wanted to underline this because as a woman, you have this possibility. Number two, United Arab Emirates is a place for technology, is a place that's currently, if you ask me, kind of drawing the lines that are going to point to a near future, which is pretty interesting. And we're there, so we're at the beginning of it all. And the future doesn't look as dark as some might want to say, from what I understood from you. Depends on which side of it you're on.
Either side. Depends how flexible you are, what is your capacity to adapt, what is the profile of your business. Because some businesses will disappear for sure. Some people, and the belief is optimistic with 30%. I think we are going to go over 50%.
That's a lot.
It's a lot, and
it's a big number.
This is going to be the big shock for all the business.
So what should we do?
First of all, detox your mind and soul. Read more, interact more with the markets that are evolving now. For example, Middle East or whatever connected to that area. Try to imagine your business in the future. Read more about, creative economy, industrial revolution, what is going to come. Circular economy, it's a concept that also in States and in other parts of the world, it's mandatory. That means from the beginning, you draw an idea, you draw a product or whatever, you will think about sustainability. You will think about what is going to be the road of that product. It's going to be like a plastic forever or not, So these are the questions that I think it's a lesson for all of us to have it in our mind and to adapt to what the future will be. We don't know what the future. Yes, we have some ideas. We have some books to read. There are thousands of books in the world now related to that. So the information is out there. You want to read, Instagram or brands, what bags they have, or you want to be involved in this industrial revolution and try to be connected and try to see what is suitable there for you. What can you do in your business in order to adapt a little bit or to be flexible or to think of the human that are inside of your company, because it's your responsibility.
So educate yourself in order to be able to be flexible and make the right choices.
You are the manager, you are the CEO, it's your responsibility. It's not the people.
So it's not just about counting the money? You have to be responsible. No, but you're right. I mean, I have to make, laugh a little bit, but you're right. Because most of the business owners, CEOs and so on, they do not understand that their main responsibility is all the people that are in their structure and how they lead their life. comes from the way they organize their own organization.
If you don't feel it, the Excel and everything, the business plan, as the economy was in one way. So it was very good so far, but it's going to change. This is going to change. So if you are not going to do it because you care about people, because maybe you are a person who don't care. I care about numbers, money, holidays, this, that, and finish the story. Okay, great. But these people in the next, I don't know, maybe 2 years top, they will come, 40% they will come. And I think it's a conflict that is going to be in your company. So be aware of that. Be preventive. It's not like in Romania we have all war, the winter is here.
Exactly. Winter surprised us again. Why? It's December. It's supposed to be there, Okay, we're about to the end of our show. So what I'm asking all of my guests, and I will ask you that, is a message for the people that are listening to our podcast. What do you want to tell them? What's your general message for them?
To connect with us at this point. If we talk about European and Eastern European or Romanian, to connect with us. Today, we are a voice that you need to connect in order to have the information. For the UAE listeners, because I know we have friends there and I know they are going to listen, a big thank you for the opportunity, for the welcoming, for the feeling that we all have there as whole.
Well, this I want to underline as well, and I want to tell the UAE people, and as you all know, I'm a personal advisor of His Highness Sheikh 𝗵𝗲 𝗖𝗵𝗲 𝗖𝗵𝗲. So I felt very welcome in the Al Nahyan family, the ruling family of Abu Dhabi. And they really make us feel at home, which is something that you do not see very often. So, Genoveva, thank you very much. You're a ray of light for me, and I'm sure for the people looking and listening to you. I'm sure we're going to do this more often, because these talks might stay. If we just changed one person that's putting his hand on a book and reading something to just evolve maybe a little bit more and adapt a little bit more, we reached our goal. So I want to thank you for that once again. Thank you.